Back in the Stone Age, our tennis coach, I was, by the way, a top tennis player, used to allow us to run to the local Dairy Queen and get a treat. And what does that have to do with Southport Corridor? Well, it just so happens that Dairy Queen is in the neighborhood of Southport Corridor. And in today's video, I'm going to be letting you know how it's like to living in Southport Corridor, Chicago. Come and join me. Okay, we are going to talk about location. The rest of this video, folks, is going to be separated in 4 different steps here. The location of Southport Corridor, things to do, where my convenient stuff at, transportation, how to get around, and of course, my bread and butter, real estate. So let's look right here. What I've got here on the screen share is the neighborhood, loosely defined. The thing, if you take 3 residents of the Lakeview community, Southport Corridor neighborhood is located in the Lakeview community. But if you take 3 residents, you're going to get 3 different answers. One will say they live in Lakeview, another will say they live in West Lakeview, and a third will say, hey, I'm Southport Corridor through and through. So it really just depends how you ask. These are the generally accepted boundaries. We're going to be starting off here. If you see the cursor here, it is Racine on the east, Grace to the north, which actually extends up to Irving Park, and we'll talk about that in a bit. On the western edge is Ashland, and if you go down to the southern edge, it is Belmont. So what I want you to be aware of is, listen, convenience, coffee. Everybody wants coffee. You guys really need to check out Two-Hearted Queen. They are located right here at Racine and Roscoe. You're going to see them right over here, Two-Hearted Queen. I'm actually going to remove the layer here so you can actually see it. Two-Hearted Queen, great local spot. Check it out. Grab your cup of coffee regardless of where you live within that Southport Corridor area. And then now I'm going to put that back on, collapse it. We're going to head up north. If you're ready to make that move, call, text, email. I have a Google form below in the description. Go ahead and fill that out. I'll be happy to help. So today's video. So I wanted to include, up to Irving Park. I think it's really important to go really up to Irving Park, which is more representative of the Southport Corridor going up that far north. And for the best pork chop in Chicago is Port and Park Bistro. They've got a great, right here where you see the cursor. It's kind of obviously with the map, you can't see it, but they've got a great outdoor patio, awesome kind of a soy sauce based. I can't even describe it, with veggies and potatoes. So good. They got a bar there too. And then if you want to get a facial spa treatment, you can actually make it you can make a Saturday afternoon of it. You can get spa treatments at Elite Chicago Spa. Mary and the team does an awesome job. Steve and Karima, their husband-wife, are at Port and Park. They both know each other. So you can get a spa treatment at Elite Chicago Spa and then finish the afternoon, do a little day drinking at Port and Park Bistro. For my vegan folks, Uncommon Ground right here, Lakeview community, remember, great vegan food and vegetarian food, and they've got organic beer. So you should come check that place out as we go up here in the northeastern corner. So as I mentioned here, Grace is basically the soft northernmost section of Southport Corridor. However, it does go into Irving Park, and you can see Tunes up here. It's a great bar that is on Byron, so it does technically go up to Irving Park. But as we go here and we take a left onto Grace, we're going to be coming up to basically what cuts right through the namesake, Southport Avenue. And right here at Grace and Southport Avenue is James Blaine Elementary School. You see Dairy Queen here. James Blaine, top rated, A+. Of course, niche.com, greatschools.org, and of course, from the source itself, CPS. .edu. I'm going to have a couple of links here. You can see here on the screen. Check that out. It's primarily the reason why particularly young families come in there. Of course, Southport Corridor is welcoming to all folks, but there's a real big demand for young families. The elementary school offers pre-K and then K through 8. So, of course, that is basically the heartbeat of the neighborhood. Okay, so I mean, your date nights or going out with friends is right away just about complete. So what I recommend is starting off at Tango Sur. So you can see right here, Argentinian steakhouse, fantastic, grade A steaks. Been in the community forever, and it is BYOB, which is super key. And now, kind of an extension. Now, I know I just mentioned Tango Sur, but kind of the extension of Tango Sur. Tango Sur is notoriously busy. So usually the spillover will go to Bodega Sur, which is like a cafe, bistro, wine shop. So in case it gets super crowded at Tango Sur, don't worry. Just walk. Literally, they're right next to each other. Again, it's extension, part of the group. The great owner owns both. You could get great Argentinian wines. There's some seating there. And then, of course, you can head right down to Music Box Theater. More of the avant-garde, cult classic, independent film. So you're not going to be getting the blockbusters here, but really, really great, unique. If you want a unique experience, theater experience, it's an intimate theater. They do require, just so you know, of course, this may be all moot in a year. They're going to require vaccine status. You must be vaccinated in order to enter. So just an FYI. And then for something a little bit different, Mercury Theater for more theater acts. With also included, there is a Venus Cabaret. So that is actually right next to the Music Box Theater. So you've got your night complete there. And so we are going to now head down this stretch of Southport Corridor, the namesake. I mean, you've got so many awesome locations here. I'm going to take this off here. Coal fire for those coal-fired pizzas, very high temperature, awesome, kind of thinner crust pies. Got to get that. And as we go down south, I went and said where the convenience at. So Jewel Osco is like your H-E-B. I know if you're from Texas, H-E-B is like the grocery store, your Myers. So Jewel dominates just about every single neighborhood. Jewel Osco for all your grocery needs is right there. Cafe Tola, they've got some Mexican food. And as we shoot further down, we've got Butcher's Tap, which is a big Ohio State, if you're an Ohio State fan. For Buckeyes, big, huge crowds come there. So we're going to venture down a little further down. I'm going to zoom in and get you down to, we're passing here Addison. Addison is 3600. We're going to keep going down here. We have Foxtrot, which is another kind of grocery store. I'm going to keep going down here. The wine store, right? For your wine needs, you got Foxtrot. And just north here, Tuco and Blonde, Mexican. Great Mexican. More of a Tex-Mex. I wouldn't necessarily say it is authentic, but it is still very good Mexican food. Tuco and Blonde. And directly across the street, and just down here for your Italian needs. Oh, awesome. I don't know if you've had Arrosini. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I mean, it's basically fried risotto and Fortina balls. I mean, you can't go wrong. Super crispy. I've had them with meatballs. It's a perfect meal. Probably not healthy, but who cares? Awesome meal. Coda de Volpe. I murdered that pronunciation. So I mean, and we're only, folks, in like a couple of block radius. So you've got everything entertainment needs all set. As far as your transportation, as you see right here, Southport is the brown line, and towards the end, I'll have a card. Transportation in Chicago. I did a pretty comprehensive video of all the lines. I know it can be a little confusing, but the brown line here, but for purposes of Southport Corridor, you have the brown line stop there. Super convenient. You can get anywhere. You can go downtown. You can go out, into the Northwest. So that's the main service. And of course, there's multiple bus lines. Of course, Uber, Lyft. And if you have a car at your place, you can drive around. So that's the transportation. Let's look on the western edge. We've kind of covered the eastern, central, and now the western edge of the Southport Corridor neighborhood, which should also be considered, as I mentioned earlier, West Lakeview. So, again, for purpose of this video, Southport Corridor. I want you to check out Churro Parlor, relatively new. They have a second location. You're going to see a recurring theme, folks. Local is key. Man pa shops are really big when you become a Chicagoan, either if you're relocating here to Chicago or moving within from the suburbs or another neighborhood to this area. Really want to support, particularly now, right? Coming out of the pandemic. Churros is exactly what it says. You get a churro and coffee. So I mentioned on the eastern portion for your coffee fixes, you've got Two Hearted Queens. If you're in the central, all those places, Cafe Tola I mentioned has it, Bombastic, which was earlier, actually in my kind of sizzle, quote unquote sizzle reel in the first 20 seconds, Bombastic Cafe is local. And on the western side, Churro Parlor, get a churro, get a coffee for the little tykes. They got hot chocolate, can't go wrong. Cafe El Tapio is an excellent Mexican place, by the way. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention whole paycheck. Yes, there is a whole paycheck. Don't worry. I'm just going to zoom out here as we head down south on Ashland, getting right over to the major intersection here. As you can see, good old whole paycheck right here on the western edge. It's really not that far, and I will tell you kind of what the block distance is. But you got your whole paycheck right here. So now I'm going to kind of show you a block, what a typical block walk is like. And during there, I'm going to talk a little about real estate, both condos.
So I thought it'd be beneficial to go through some real estate numbers and actually walk you through. I did this walk from on Roscoe, basically between Greenview and Bosworth, some streets. So you're going to see roughly how long it will take. So let's go through some real estate median numbers. Starting with the 4 bedroom plus, if you're a growing family, resale was $848,000. That's $848,000 resale median price. Your new construction, if that is in your price point, $1.020 million new construction. 3 bedrooms, $595K resale. New construction, $785K. 2 bedrooms, $420K resale. There are no new construction. And don't fret, 1 bedrooms, $225, although those are going to be older buildings, folks. You may find something a little bit more appealing, actually, the LV lofts. Lofts are very popular. They have concrete lofts right next to whole paycheck. Matter of fact, at 3245 Ashland. That one, actually, there was one on the market for $319K, right around $300K would probably what you need to get. So that is real estate. And you can see right here, we're coming up on about a minute and a half, just coming up now here on Bosworth. It's really quick.